What is up, Transit? TZ here. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's Devo. I'm so pumped and excited to get to be here with you guys, just spending a couple minutes talking with you guys. Wherever you're tuning in today, welcome, especially if this is your first time here with us today, tuning in, welcome. Today I'm going to be continuing the conversation that we've been having over the past couple weeks as we've been talking about what it looks like to not only discover, but to pursue a faith of your own. And y'all, that's exactly what Transit is. We want Transit to be a place where you can come and have a lot of fun and hang out with your friends, but we also hope that this is a place where you can come and discover that there's a God who is for you, a God that loves you, and a God that wants to do amazing things in and through your life. And man, if I'm being honest right now, when I think about Transit, when I think about y'all, I often get really jealous of y'all. Man, not only are y'all a lot cooler than me, you're way better at Fortnite than me, but the main reason I'm jealous is because y'all have Transit. I think about back to my middle school days, I didn't have a place like Transit to come to every single week. And I think about how cool it is that y'all get to do that. Because when I think back to my middle school experience, there's a lot of things I wish I could forget. There's a lot of bad that I don't want to relive. There's also a lot of good that I think about as well. I think about my friends and sports and all the good things that come with middle school. And I was thinking about my middle school experience. I think about when I had a bowl cut, where they literally put a bowl on your head and cut around. It was hideous. I think about when I got rejected by the girl of my dreams to go to the school dance. Yeah, I still remember. I remember, what else? I remember getting dunked on as an 8th grader. I was in the 8th grade. I remember all those silly things. But what I also remember too, on a more serious note, is that I remember middle school is hard. Middle school's tough. There's ups and downs. It really is a season of change and growth and all these new pressures of school and relationships, social media. And during these 3 years, there's so many changes going on around you. It can just feel like a roller coaster. So I know and I get that middle school can be difficult. And when I think about me, I think about how I tried to go through all those things by myself. I tried to navigate all the things that was going on by myself, and I was embarrassed to ask for help. I was embarrassed to ask questions. And I'll be real, it was hard. And then I think when it came to my faith, the same thing would happen. When it came to my relationship with God, there's all these things that I didn't understand about the Bible, about Jesus. And I was too afraid to ask questions because I was afraid it would make me a bad Christian or a bad person. So I just kind of bottled them up and didn't ask anyone. And that was hard for years and years. And then I'll never forget the day that in the middle of all that, I received some of the greatest advice that I've ever received. And it was actually from my small group leader when he looked at me and sat me down. And he said, TZ, I don't want you to be afraid to ask questions or to ask for help. Because he told me great questions can lead to great answers. Great questions can lead to great answers. And y'all, that's not only impacted me in my everyday life as I've grown as a leader, as a man, as a husband, but especially when it comes to my faith, the ability to ask questions when I don't understand has been able to lead me in a growing relationship with Jesus as I discover what it looks like to follow him. And I was able to overcome my fears of asking questions. Because if you're anything like me, it might be awkward or strange or uncomfortable to ask those questions because we're afraid it might make us look silly or make us look weird or whatever. But I want to encourage you that asking questions is okay because they can lead to great answers. And if you open up the Bible, if you look at the scriptures, we see account after account of different people asking questions. We see the 12 disciples who spent so much time with Jesus. Even they asked questions, and they were able to learn and grow because of it. And we even see Jesus himself ask clarifying questions and ask questions to help people as well. Because what Jesus knew to be true and what the disciples knew to be true as well is that great questions can lead to great answers. And y'all, there's 3 things I want you to walk away with today. The first one is just like I said, is questions are okay. It just means you're human. It just means that we have a brain that processes things differently and that it's okay to ask for help, whether it's about life, about faith, about God, about dating, about relation, whatever it is, that it's okay to ask questions. But 2, with those questions, I want you to find a trusted leader in your life that you can ask those questions to. Whether it's a parent, grandparent, teacher, coach, or your Transit small group leader, to ask those questions to them and they can help you navigate those things. And finally, what I want you to know as we wrap up is that we've designed Transit not only for you, but for your friends to come and have a safe place, the safest place to talk about anything and everything, and that includes hard questions. So bring your questions to small group, bring your questions to your small group leaders, and work through them together. Because ultimately, what I know to be true, and what I hope you can discover to be true as well, is that great questions lead to great answers in transit. Those answers can help you grow as you not only discover, but pursue a faith of your own. A faith centered around Jesus, because I promise you that a life following Jesus is a life worth living. And we can unpack that by beginning to step out of our comfort zone and ask great questions. Well, hey, in light of the discussion that we just had, I do have a couple of questions that I want you to take with you that you can think about yourself, that you can maybe talk about with your small group or your parents. And the first question I want you to think about is, why is it sometimes difficult for us to ask questions or to ask for help about faith or about life or about anything? What makes that uncomfortable? And the second thing in light of that is, who are the leaders in your life that you can talk to, that you can ask the hard questions to, that they can help navigate those questions with you? So I want you to take those questions, maybe talk about them with your parents, with your small group leaders, or whoever. Talk about them, think about them, and we'll see y'all soon.